Hey everyone, welcome back. This week's a little different, and I just want you to know that that's on purpose. For the last few weeks, we've been diving into some big questions about faith and science. We've learned a lot, but now I feel like it's time for us to just move from talking about it to actually practicing it. Here's the thing. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about taking steps, even small ones, that help us grow. Practice, not perfection, is key. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking to continue to practice, right? And if you've ever felt like you're not good at the practice part of faith, this message was designed for you. I need you to think about this, right? No one becomes great at something overnight. Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at your favorite musician. Maybe the best gamer that you know. They didn't get there by luck. They practiced. They failed, and they tried again. Growth only happens when you practice. The same is true with your faith. Jesus actually talked about this in one of his most famous teachings. He told a story of two builders. One built his house on a rock, and the other built his house on sand. When the storm came, the house on the sand collapsed, but the house on the rock stood firm. Jesus said the person who puts his words into practice is like that wise builder on the rock. Notice the word there, practice. It matters. Our faith grows when we actually live it out and we practice it. So let's rewind and look at the past few weeks for just a second. In week 1, we talked about how science and faith don't have to be enemies. Genesis 1 reminds us that God created it all. And Jesus said to love God with our minds. And that means curiosity isn't dangerous, that it's part of our faith. Real faith doesn't run away from big questions. In week 2, we asked, do I have to shut down my brain in order to believe in God? And we found out that the answer was no. Colossians 1 shows us Jesus was there at creation and is holding everything together right now. Faith isn't about picking between science and God. It's about trusting the one behind it all. In week 3, we dug into the foundation of faith. What is it really built on? Not just stories, not tradition, but the resurrection of Jesus. That event is the cornerstone. It's the reason our faith can stand even when our questions feel heavy. So what does that mean for us right now? It means our questions don't disqualify us. Our doubts don't cancel out our faith. And our faith isn't built on having every answer. It's built on Jesus. That foundation gives us the freedom to keep learning, to keep wondering, and to keep practicing. So how do we practice? Well, I have 4 ways that I want to give you to try out. And maybe God will move you and say, this is the one for you, or let's try it and tweak it and do it a little differently. The first one is hear from God by actually slowing down and listening when you read scripture. Find a quiet place for yourself. Wait for God to move your heart. Second, pray to God. You don't need perfect words. Just be transparent, honest, even if it's just a deep breath that says, God, help me trust you. Another one is talk about God with other people. Don't be afraid to admit when you don't know something. Sometimes the best thing you can say is, I'm still figuring that out. Another, live for God by choosing what you fill your mind with. The voices on your feet are shaping your faith more than you realize. So be intentional with what you watch and listen to. Here's the challenge. Don't just let faith be something that you talk about at church or watch in a video. Take a step this week. Practice one of these things. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Because the truth is, storms are going to come. Doubts are going to fill your mind. Questions are going to rise up. But if your faith is built on Jesus and you keep practicing, you'll find yourself standing on something solid. So let's stop just talking about our faith and let's live it out together. Let's practice it with one another. Have a beautiful week, everybody.